step for man, one giant leap for mankind.
From the heart of Appalachia, located under a shopping mall near the city that moves mountains, you're listening to Here to Chew Bubblegum.
Nine, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Greetings.
I've come here to chew bubblegum and kick ass, and I'm all out of bubblegum.
What's up, flockers?
And welcome to episode 98 of Here to Chew Bubblegum. We are here. We have got everything up and going. People joining us on Twitch. And thank you guys very much for tuning in on Twitch and listening on the podcast. Love having you here. You guys are not just listeners or fans of the show. You know, I really, last week's show, I want to thank all the flockers that let me interview them at Flockfest, and especially letting me get what they thought of, well wishes for 9/11 or where they were at, or they shared a story with us. And those flockers are, let's see, Angie Barnes 5, and this is their TikTok IDs. Angie Barnes 5, beautiful.so.333, chaotic 6033, fed up gear _ untethered Jess, Jen Mart 14, and I guess Will Lindsay 602, just _ Mike _ 22. I'm going to stop right there for just a moment. Why are you laughing, Rebecca?
I'm just laughing because you smirked at untethered Jess.
Yes, I did.
Because that will forever be a thing.
Yes, it will. And I actually got to, and I think I said that, I actually got to apologize to her in person. Maypole 8, Paul Hatton 1921, Purple Princess 440, and Ryan 4913. Thank you guys very much for taking just a few minutes of your time to talk to me, first about Flockfest and then about 9/11. Because I was really hesitant. I've always been really hesitant to talk about 9/11, but, like I said last week, I realized that was closed-minded of me. And coming up in the email here in just a moment, we're going to be sharing some, I guess one comment maybe. But they were pretty much the same as the one that I'm going to read, because I didn't want to disrespect anyone. But I've never believed that what we were told is what actually happened. It's my alter ego. Undressed Jess is her alter ego. So, oh, well, how's your guys' week been? Because, mine started out good. And it was good towards the end of the week. It got a little hectic, got a little busy. Yesterday was kind of a, I don't really know how to describe yesterday. It's like it started out good, then it got bad, got a little bit worse, then it got better again. And then I took a nap. So.
Naps are hit or miss for me. I either take a nap and I feel great afterwards, or I take a nap and I regret all of my fucking life decisions.
Well, sometimes my naps turn into like sleeps because they last 2 to 3 hours. So, what
is the curriculum then for a nap versus a sleep?
That is a good
under an hour. I feel like an hour is the cutoff.
Honestly, I think I would feel like shit if I just took a nap for an hour. Something strange has been happening though since I have been going on 2 weeks now. Since I have been retired, I've been waking up at like 5 o'clock every morning. Normally, I would get up at 6 when I was working because I would go to the gym and then come back home and shower and get ready for work. Yesterday, I was up at 4:30. This morning, I actually got up, I think, at 15 till 6. So I And it's just, I don't know. And I really think what it is, and I don't mean to keep going on. I don't know about this, but normally I would, the little pack of Tums that you would get in a gas station or Rolaids or whatever. Yes, I am. But I am able to start the day out doing, my stuff at the gym, and I don't have to rush, and I'm able to take my time, which I love. And I am an old man. You kids, get off my grass.
Jesus.
But normally, I would eat like 2 packs a week of the little Tums or Rolaids. I've actually ate like 2, just 2 Tums in, almost 2 weeks. And I ate those because the food was spicy. But it's like a weight has been lifted off my shoulder. It's like I don't have to be responsible for things and it feels so good going by. Well, I mean, if a traffic accident was bad, whether I'm retired or working, I'll always stop and make sure. But when you see both people out and then an officer there that and it feels so good to go by and just blow the horn and just keep on going, So
Either that or they're screwed, depending on the officer,
Well, and there's just so many benefits, and it just feels good. It really does. And that's enough about me. What did you guys think about episode 97? Dirtydan, I'll start with you.
So it was nice to get to talk about it a little bit and ignore the stigmas around it. And just, it was nice. It was nice to finally say some shit where a lot of people hear me.
Well said. And Chaotic said 3 a.m. to 4 a.m. is supposed to be the witching hour. So,
I always thought it was 1 to 3. I thought it was 1 to 3 is the witching hour.
I had always thought it was the 3 o'clock hour, like he's saying. And it's, and that's something else. Like normally, several weeks ago, for 26 years, I would need 8 hours of sleep a night. But it's like sometimes, especially me getting up so early, it's like I go to bed at midnight, 12:30, 1 o'clock, and I'm up at 4:30, 5 o'clock. And I feel like, boom, like Cornholio. I'm ready to go. So
I'm the great Cornholio. I need TP for my bunghole.
Rebecca, did you have a chance to watch or listen to episode 97? If so, what did you think? If
you already know she doesn't listen or watch.
Okay. You can pass.
I hate hearing my own voice on recordings, and I always forget that you add extra shit in afterwards. Yes. So in my mind, I was here. I don't need to rewatch it.
Right.
That's
that is
just
true.
Honestly, I don't have I get you guys have, or Dirtydan at least, you can put it on at work or throw your headphones in and do your thing and keep going. I don't have that luxury. I can't just have it up and go because I'm gonna miss shit, or Shar isn't gonna want to watch it, or the dogs are gonna get into something and I'm gonna have to put it down. I just can't do my job with headphones in. It just doesn't.
That's just excuses.
It's not an excuse.
And I totally understand. What she's saying about her own voice, because I'm the same way. And I used to be really bad with it. I used to hate to hear my own voice. But where I've been, where we've been doing this a while, and I've been editing it and putting it together and so forth, you've
gotten numb to it.
Yeah. I'm like,
so I have a question for you. Do you remember back when, and maybe this is only a me thing, but
okay.
I've recorded myself a couple times because I took public speaking in school. So you'd have to record yourself and then you'd have to listen to it back so that you could critique your own speech, right? And I've noticed I still don't like hearing myself, but now when I sound the same as I sound when I'm speaking, right? it used to be different though. Like I used to hear recordings of myself and I would sound different than I sound to myself. Did that ever happen to you, or am I just?
Yes.
But like now my voice, like it sounds like my voice.
I mean, it actually, like now, people tell me that I sound different on the show than in person. There's been some people tell me that. Because, you guys know this. When I was 14, from age 14 to 21, I worked in radio. My dad worked in radio 40 plus years when he was alive. So when I was 14, I started out, I had the mullet and stuff. I was a DJ started out as a gospel station. They had a gospel station, a country music station, and a rock station. And I started out doing Sunday mornings. I worked 8 hours a week at age 14, and I was the host of the gospel show on that particular station. Now, they were all in the same building. They just had different studios. Now, I eventually made it to country music, which still wasn't that bad because I played a lot of Bob Seger when I was at the country station because it was crossover. And, I would pick out some of the stuff. Most of the stuff I would play was older. And then I eventually made it to the rock station. But people tell me, they're like, I can tell that you kind of tweak I'm like, I don't really tweak my voice. I just try to enunciate my words a little bit better. And if you go back and listen to some of the news segments, it's like, this guy's hick as hell, which is fine. I own up to it,
you are from Eastern Kentucky.
Yes, I am. And I am proud of it. So
kind of comes with the territory.
If I get going real quick, I'll tap into my upstate New York and you won't understand a lick of what I'm saying because it's just going to go so fucking fast.
Like the TikTok video the other day.
What TikTok video the other day?
The black girl stroller, Walmart parking lot.
That was epic. Yo, I don't agree with what she was fucking talking about or what she was saying, but the fact that she was that fast and didn't miss a goddamn beat, it was just impressive. It was just impressive. I'll just send you the TikTok.
The ghetto came out real quick.
What did you expect? Somebody done stole her baby stroller. I would have been pissed too. Right off her porch.
Yeah.
The audacity.
And they got 3 hours, so I hope they came back. 3
hours. Yeah, Brittany Smith with her baby mama drama, but she got 3 hours.
Ship Mess just made a comment about Bob Seger. She made two of them. In her second one, she says, I love Bob Seger. Against the Wind is my dad's favorite song. That is probably my favorite song from Bob Seger as well. What about you guys? Rebecca, what's your favorite Bob Seger song?
I don't know who Bob Seger is.
Oh my gosh, are you serious?
I'd have to hear it. I'm terrible. I'd have to hear it.
Okay.
For you to be like, oh, Bob Seger, I have no fucking idea.
Dirtydan, what about you?
Old time rock and roll.
That is a good one, but it's
you're even saying these songs and I don't know. But if I heard it, I'd probably. Do I know these songs, Dirtydan?
Oh, I'm sure you do.
Hollywood Nights is a close second.
Hollywood Nights is a good one.
I got nothing.
Close second.
Against the Wind. Yeah, that's what Chipmess said.
Yeah. Let's see. We're going to start out with some listener email. This first one is a comment.
Can we just look at FedUp's comment real quick? Now,
there we go. Welcome to the Redneck Club, my friend.
So, I maybe someone in the audience can give me some insight on this. I live in Kentucky. I lived in Pennsylvania. Why do they say Pittsburgh, Philadelphia, and Alabama in between, and yet call it Pennsyltucky and not Pennsylvania? Why is it Pennsyltucky if Kentucky is not mentioned anywhere in that thing?
Because Pennsylvania is fucking dumb.
Okay, but so are the fucking people that say that, so it matches them perfectly. Why they got to loop Kentucky into it?
Because Pennsyltucky, it rolls off the tongue better.
I don't like it.
I don't like you.
Oh,
we got the northeast, and it's not northeast, it's northeast because we get because you get the nor'easters.
Yeah, because you're blowing like a damn storm.
Right? Yeah. Well, that too. Don't worry, we're the same height. My attitude makes up the difference, and that's how that works.
Oh, I was at a doctor once. This was a couple years ago. I was getting a sleep study done. When we were finished, he's like, for some reason.
Why'd you pull down your pants?
No. He was like, he was asking me where I was from, and I told him, and he's like, well, I thought you were from Alabama. And he was a foreign doctor, and I said, what gave that away? The banjo on my knee? And his assistant that was in the room busted out laughing. And he's like, I don't get it. I'm like, well, she can explain it to you, after I leave. So I thought it was funny.
I think that just comes with it, right? Because we were talking about this the other, like there's a difference between Alabama and Georgia and North Carolina and Kentucky,
and South Carolina and Tennessee,
like y'all
West Virginia,
different.
West by God, Virginia and West Virginia are two different places.
And then even within the states too, like look at New York, like. So I'm from upstate New York, and his mom, my mother-in-law, is from downstate New York. We sound completely
fucking rough.
I mean, we can go toe to toe with each other, and we'll overtalk each other, and we'll have the same. We'll be able to have a conversation and totally hear the other person while also having our own conversation and saying what we need to say over top of each other. It's actually impressive.
And then I gotta yell at her
like a fucking ping pong ball match, right?
I'll yell at her to shut up and slow down. I'll yell at my mom to stop frothing at her damn mouth and slow down.
But so she's from downstate, right? She's from Yonkers, so it's the coffee and the dog. We gotta go.
It's like Diet Boston.
Yeah, Diet Boston.
I have always believed that
it's not quite the khakis and the khakis. There's a little more enunciation to where you can understand that they are talking about a key for a car, putting in your khaki pockets, and not the exact same thing.
Yeah. Never been in New York City a day in my life. You say, I'm from upstate New York. Oh, New York City. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Hours away.
Yeah, like 7 hours away.
And from what I hear in pictures I've seen on the internet, upstate New York is kind of like it is in Richmond, correct?
It really is.
So.
We get the seasons. It's really pretty. Like, it's really pretty. It's just stupid.
It's just New York.
Yeah.
Where
a pack of cigarettes is $197.
And in Pennsylvania too. Fuck it. I'm gonna start saying Pennsylvania. Hashtag Pennsylvania.
It just it just depends on what kind of cigarettes you want and where you get them at.
The cheapest ones in Pennsylvania are like $10 a pack now.
Really? Okay.
Well, at least in southeastern PA.
I actually bought a pack in New York, and it was. I mean, honestly, it was. I had a coupon as well, and it was about just a little bit more than it was down here for a pack. So.
Well, with a coupon.
Hey. It's
like letting your store represent your home.
And that comment, it's like letting your sewer represent your home, is from Joe at Fed Up Gear. Be sure to check him out.
What is Dunks?
Huh?
What do you mean Dunks?
I thought
Dunkin'
Dunks.
Donuts? Dunkin' Donuts. You can't go through Massachusetts without hitting a Dunkin' Donuts on every fucking corner. There will be a Dunkin' Donuts and then another Dunkin' Donuts right across the street from each other.
I've never heard it called Dunks.
That's because you've never been to Massachusetts like that.
Is that
or New Hampshire, like Northeast.
My uncle and aunt were right outside Boston.
Unless he's talking about something else and I'm completely fucking wrong, but that's what I know it as.
I thought about Timmy Hose.
Yeah, Timmy Hose. You don't know about Timmy Hose. You know about Timmy Hose?
I have been at Timmy Hose. What about Jolly Pirate Donut?
What?
Jolly Pirate Donut. Oh my gosh, that is like. I mean, I think there's only a handful of them in Kentucky now, and there's one in Ashland, and it is the bomb. I mean, it is better than Dunkin' Donuts. Jolly Pirate Donut
sucks now. Like all them places that have like they sold out and then changed all their recipes and got different. Like Timmy Hose isn't the same. It's gross now.
Oh, let's see. Going on to some listener email. This one is from Reed. He says, Goose, Rebecca, and Dirty Dan, great show last week, guys. I was truly moved and brought to tears. Goose, you always avoided talking about 9/11, but the show that you guys did last week was a beautiful tribute, Roswell. Thank you very much, Reed. We definitely appreciate that. I remember Pirates. See, there you go, Dirty Dan. There's somebody else that remembers it. So, and like I said, they were popular. I'm not going to say how many years ago, but it's a long time ago. And but like I said, there's only like maybe 5 to 8 now all over the United States, and they used to be like a big chain, similar to the Druthers restaurants or Burger Queen. Like all your Dairy Queens were originally, well, they're Dairy Queens now, but there was Burger Queen, then it was switched to Druthers, and then Dairy Queen bought them out. And there's only one Druthers left, and it's about 3 hours away from you guys in Western Kentucky. So,
fucking Wawas.
I mean, I do miss Wawa, but Sheetz is where it's at.
Sheetz and Fast Track fucking barbecue or
Sweet Country Chicken.
Whatever the fuck pizza they had. Oh, back when I ate chicken and bacon, it was good.
You ate chicken at Flockfest.
I did have a chunk of chicken. Your chicken was very good at Flockfest. I thought that you were gonna bung that up.
Oh, the food was excellent at Flockfest.
I was like, oh my God, that chicken's gonna be so fucking dry. Yo, it was the moistest chicken.
It was so moist I couldn't shred it.
I know.
So I just had to slice it. Like it literally wouldn't shred. It was so
What's
juicy.
a Wawa? A Wawa is a place where you get left for 3.5 hours without fucking any sort of communication. And then once you've been there for 3.5 hours, you get asked, where are you? From the man that can spot a fucking 6.7 diesel Cummins jacked up 4x4, whatever the fuck.
There's no G in Cummins. It's not Cummings. It's Cummins.
Here it comes.
Listen, if anybody wants to know what a Wawa is, just look up the band Bloodhound Gang from their 2005 album Hefty Fine. Start with track 7, which is called Overheard in a Wawa Parking Lot, and immediately go into track 8, which is called Pennsylvania. All your answers will be answered, or your questions will be answered.
Well,
That's what Wawa is.
It's track 7 is simply a quote that says the only thing going down in this car is the windows because your pussy stank. And then it goes right into Pennsylvania. And it's about Wawa stuff.
Okay, Stephen from the UK.
yes.
and Bubblegum. It's Stephen from the UK. I will keep this email short and not long like the ones that I'm known for. Do you or anyone in your audience have a link for the new USI footage the Pentagon released last week? I've searched for it and not found anything. Take care, mate.
When I got that email, I went and looked for it. I could not find anything. And for those of you that are wondering what the USI is, that is the United States Intelligence Bureau. I mean, honestly, you had, is at the end of August that lawmakers and some of the lawmakers that met and all that, they're like, they added the, UFO or not UFOs. What's the new term they're using? Dirty Dan, I can't think of it.
EAU?
UAPs?
Yeah, UAPs. And
letters.
They added in the definition non-human origin to that. I have not saw anything. I've looked for it, Stephen. If anybody does, please email me or Rebecca or Dirty Dan, and we'll pass it along to Stephen. Emotional support alien. That is very much correct.
I'll see if anything got dropped in my. Did anybody drop it in my Telegram by chance? I'll look. It might be in there.
Joe says he has footage on his Telegram.
I am not.
It's in Joe's Telegram.
Okay. So Joe does have the footage of the.
Joe, can you send that to me in Telegram so that I can forward it on, please and thank you?
You might have to FaceTime him to tell him how to forward it to you.
He should know how to forward stuff to me. We went over this.
But honestly, some of the stuff that the Pentagon is starting to put out, I mean, and I've never trusted them, but it's less and less and less.
Yep.
So.
Next email, Dirty Dan.
Oh, right.
Yes, it's your turn, sir.
So we got Jedi Knight writing in. It says, with the year almost coming to an end, do you and the Twitch audience think any big events will happen before the end of the year?
Now, before you answer that and everybody else, this is the first time that anybody has ever addressed the Twitch audience as well. So thank you very much, Jedi Knight. You are the first one to do that. And for that, we're going to give you a round of applause. That is a very good thing. So, this question again is, what is it? Any big events will happen before the end of the year? Who wants to go first with that? And you guys on Twitch answer this as well, and we'll read some of those.
I think 2 to 2.5 weeks before Christmas, we're going to have a mini dump is the best word to call it.
Okay.
What are we dumping?
Everything. The economy, information leaks, just everything. Because the railroad is starting to pull their shenanigans now, and that's coming to a halt. We got Germany taking over old Russian rigs, and they still got 3 more to do, and they want to do it by the end of the year because of something that takes effect January 1st, 2023. We got Putin now threatening to bring out the big guns so he can put all these fools over in Ukraine to shame once and for all and end this stupid war. We still got some guy who can't fucking talk or ride a bicycle or walk up steps overcharge of us. Like this shit is gonna hit the fan. Not completely, but so it's gonna be a little daisy chain of events, I feel like. And it's just someone's gonna do a little slip, and then they're gonna follow up the steps 3 more times, and then we'll get back up and keep going.
Well,
It's not what's already been happening.
you said
No,
something
like
there
words.
that I totally you were talking about the bicycle guy. He's not over me. Nobody's over me. I'm over myself. So.
Well, I understand that. You
Right,
understand that.
right.
But we got a whole bunch of fucking panhandle people that don't.
Right. And Chaotic says, define big event. I mean, I guess it's like, that would be, that is a broad term. That is a very good question. It's very nice to include it, with the Twitch audience. I have no idea. Because I have not, I have not stayed up to date on stuff like that here the last 4 or 5 months. Rebecca.
When was this email sent? I'm just curious if it was
This-
before or after the Queen died, because that'd be a big event.
Well,
Oh, yeah.
this was this would have been before. I've probably had that one about a week now, maybe. So
So, there's already been big events that
Yeah.
Shar told me that she had to use the potty. So we're toilet
Hey,
training. That's
there
a
you
big
go.
event. You know what I mean? Like, are we talking about like in our personal lives or just on the whole? What? Betty White and the Queen.
yeah,
Can we read the words on it?
No, what's it say? It's too much.
Okay, so it says final score underneath the pictures: United States 99, England 96.
oh,
It's funny.
It is funny.
Yes, yes,
funny.
it is.
I think that there's going to be a lot of things that are happening, and I also think that that a big event that's going to happen is there is going to be this big event of nobody giving a fuck. Like, I see so many people just pulling away from media, pulling away from mainstream, pulling away from these social ideologies and concepts that we've been programmed to follow this whole time. So I think the big events are going to come from self-sustainability. I think the big events are going to come from people like us that do podcasts. Like, we are the news now. We are the entertainment. Yeah. I think the big event is going to be the final downfall of Hollywood. I think the big event is going to be finally the names being fucking released on the list. Like, those are the big events that I'm here for. I'm here for the pulling away and not so much the, oh, look who's doing this now. Fuck them. Nobody cares.
A lot of people don't care anymore with that.
Yeah, like, nobody cares. It's done. Like, you played all the cards in your hand. You keep crying wolf. We're kind of over it at this point. Like, okay. Good for you.
You know, I mean, Hollywood is dead. I mean, honestly, it is. I mean,
it really is. But I feel like that final, like,
nail in the coffin.
You're not hear about it anymore.
Yeah.
Like, I picture vandalism of the sign, like the whole thing, like, crashing down, like that event, like the Hollywood sign, something's going to happen with it. That's what I feel.
Now, Chaotic just made a comment there. It says, I don't think we will make it through the year without a total meltdown from every direction personally. Ukraine, King of England, weather manipulation, truth of Trump, our history. And, you know, that's something that, you know, the weather manipulation, and that's fascinating to do research on that. If anyone's listening or watching that has not done research on that, please, you know, I encourage you to check that out. And because it is fascinating, some of the stuff that they can do. Now, they do stuff that's not right or immoral. I don't agree with that. As far as a big event, I mean, I'm sure you may have an earthquake somewhere, you know, in the United States or another country that, you know, there's, you know, a lot of devastation from it. I'm going to say that. So
you're talking like a Fukushima, but worse?
Yeah. So if there's any comments there that I'm not seeing, guys, if you want to read them, Rebecca Dirtydan, please feel free to read away.
Oh, that's what I was reading.
Oh, okay. I didn't even see that one. Let's see.
They're just all like they're just like having a conversation.
Okay.
Yeah.
About all the death to Hollywood.
Yeah.
Well, you know, and there was the Purple Princess said, have you seen how many people have died over and over on soap operas? I mean, Marlena's died like 16 times. Didn't Days of Our Lives, didn't they recently shorten it from an hour to 30 minutes? Or isn't it off television and it's just on Peacock now? I think somebody told me that. And I will not say that I saw that online and clicked on an article and read. You will never get me to admit that, but that could have been what happened. Planet 9 writes in and says, Rebecca, you did awesome with Flockfest. You've grew so much since your first appearance on the show. And I totally agree with that.
There's been that, and that kind of ties into our big episode coming up is, you know, talking about growth and where we kind of all started, not only on like this TikTok journey and this awakening journey, but like kind of like our life. Like there's been so many things that I didn't realize at the time were preparing me for this, that like this was truly what I was meant to do the entire time. And it's just, there's so many things that are now clicking, and that, oh, well, everything happens for a reason. And you might not always know the reason. You might find that reason out 15 years later. And it's been an incredible experience, not only to have the opportunity to watch myself grow, because not a lot of people get that opportunity, right? Other than like pictures and like stuff with that, but like there's documented proof of growth, you know, and it's cool to be able to look back on that and see where we came from, or where I came from, and then what it's blossomed into and what it's turned into now through all the struggles, through all the successes.
Think about how much more you could see of that if you'd watch back the episode.
Shut up, Dirty Dan.
I mean, and you know, Planet 9, thank you very much for sending that email.
Okay.
And you are 100% correct. And, you know, I can't wait to the next Flock Fest, because I know how much this one meant to me. And, you know, you've already done it once. You know to do it. You know what to expect. You know what's going to happen. You know what you can add to. It's just going to be bigger and better each year.
So here's what I'm going to say is it's Labor Day weekend. Okay. It's going to be a 3-day event now because there's the pre-party party and the post-party party that I didn't fucking prepare for, but it happened anyway. So now we're just going to schedule that in. You have a year. Like if you don't make it in a year, you got a year to fucking prepare for this.
Right.
It's going to be epic. We're going to have vendors. We're going to get a band. Like it's not 4 months trying to plan this now. I got a year.
Right. There you go.
Like it's going to happen.
Before Rebecca reads her next email, I want to make a comment real quick. We've got people commenting on soap operas and stuff. I will say that when my grandmother, that was pretty much like a mom to me, Gladys raised me, and I was younger, Stefano DeMaro caused her a bunch of stress and anxiety and aggravation, as I'm sure it did a lot of other people watching on Twitch right now or listening. And Rebecca, we'll let you check out the next email for us.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
This is it's fine. We know. It's from Jen859. This message is for the Queen. I loved watching Flockfest on TikTok and listening to you talk about it on the show last week. Girl, you've started something and it's only going to get bigger and bigger. It is. You are 110% correct.
Jen859, is that her area code?
Probably. If you talk to Shipmaster, probably. Is that wait.
859's our area code.
Yeah.
Who's
so
that's my point.
This was the first time that this listener had ever wrote in, because normally when these come in, I'll click on reply and I'll send like a quick thanks or something like that. And this one,
that email address.
What's that?
Can you get me that email address?
Yes, I will.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
She needs to compare it to one of her 7 lists.
Okay.
Yeah.
Dirty Dan, the next 2 are yours. So
I am reading. Okay. Is that because of the words that are in there and I don't give a fuck and I'll say whatever?
No. You just do.
Let's read the fucking email.
It sure seems like that's why I get those emails. I'm not complaining.
You do a great job reading those, because it's like, and we're talking about the second one he's getting ready to read here in a little bit.
Yeah.
You paint a good picture, because the guy that writes them paints a good picture with his words, and when you narrate it and read it, I can see it and visualize it in my mind. That's why I always try to give those to you.
All right. So what you're saying is I'm your modern day James Earl Jones.
Yes, you are.
Okay. So now this first email, though, however, is just as special because it feels like it has been forever since I've gotten to read something from our intimate listener, Dixon09. Hey guys, it's been a while. I know that you shortened the email segment, and I'll keep this brief. I hope to meet you all at Flockfest or the event sometime in the future. You 3 are so inspiring and make me want to be a better person and think for myself. You've helped me so much, and I want to say thank you. Roswell. Dirty Dixon09, thank you. I'm so excited.
Dirty Dixon09.
Isn't he where is he, though?
He is from out west. I would have to go back and check. Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah. He's in a different state. I would have to go back and check for sure, because I used to list where they were from, and I stopped doing that.
I thought that was the one out of the country. That's why I was like, Flockfest.
No, that's Obi.
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's see.
All right.
You have Obi, you have Stephen from the UK, and then you have Lori, I think, from the UK.
Can we start some sort of fundraiser to get Brett from Australia to Flockfest next year?
If you can figure out the fucking vaccine issue, that's why Marley didn't come, because of fucking Canada. You think they're going to let them leave Australia? They're already in a prison country.
All right. I've got some work ahead of me.
Yeah. Good luck. You're from Rochester. Hold on a second. We got a new listener in here from Rochester, New York. Do I know you?
They've been on your TikTok for a while, and that's what they said. I come here because I'm on your TikTok.
Well, welcome. Welcome.
We're in Rochester. Yeah, Marley's first.
Yeah, but I figured all you people had that handled already. But what? I thought Bob was gonna put her in a suitcase, smuggle her across.
Listen, you don't talk about that on the fucking recorded podcast. You shut your mouth, Dirty Dan. We got the plan. Don't you worry about it.
Okay, and with Brett, I'm getting ready to be on How to Catch a Smuggler. All right, So come on.
Browncroft. I
Or-
know where that is.
Is it near
Okay.
Pittsford? Pittsford.
Oh, Princeton, the high society. Oh, sorry. We're done.
Okay, you've got one more Dirty Dan before we close out the email segment.
I do. And if y'all haven't figured it out, it is from a Bolin-esque person. And I'm not going to spoil it anymore. Hi, gang. Oh, sorry to disappoint you blokes. I know you've probably sat in anticipation for a Ball and Cox email today, but Sir Dolly has turned it over to yours truly this week. Mr. Cox's fourth cousin from across the pond, Genevieve DuPont. As you may have heard, us Brits lost our first old bird this past week. Yeah, I'm sure you've seen it on the news. It's been on there. All the scalawags have been giving their heartfelt Cheerios to Elizabeth. Oh yeah, flockers, I call her Elizabeth. You see, she was my queen, but she was also my ride or die. I was the bad bitch that Elizabeth would come to when things got too tense at Buckingham Palace. Yeah, it's true. Every time Elizabeth needed some time away, she would head out on the trail, and we would blow off some steam and knock back a few pints, and we'd get a little crumpet. Over the years, we had so many fancy good times. One that stands out is the night Elizabeth snuck away from that zombie-looking husband of hers, and we hit the local pub to knock back a few pitchers and smoke some fags. Elizabeth loved her fags. Well, to make a long story short, it was last call, and I went to call us a cabbie, and Elizabeth rebelled and slapped me right across the face. She said, "Genevieve, you old cunt, we're not taking a cabbie home." I protested and exclaimed that there is no way I was letting her drive. That's when she proceeded to tell me she had already gave the gents at the table across the room the promise of Tuggies and Slurpees for transportation home. She was always looking for a tallywhacker to yank, and finding one was never a problem for Britain is full of absolute wankers. Her only stipulation was that she wanted white chodes only. Royal blood proffered, but a few ales. Old Liz's wankers. Old Liz's expectations always fell. Bloody hell, I remember one night she even jerked a gentleman from Philadelphia. The countless stories that I could sit here and recall about our late queen. But I would like to take this time to say this could and should be a turning point for Britain and the monarchy. It should be an ending point. Elizabeth stuck it out for over 50 years, and she'd done a lot of good things in that time. For example, she was the only one who had the first glory hole installed at Scotland's Yard. It's because of accolades such as these that says no matter how much we'd like, she will never be replaced, especially not by any girl. Maybe it's time for the monarchy to rest. What a bookend to hold a legacy in its honor. Bugger, it's always a good time to get to write into you flockers, but I must go now. The mail just ran, and my Queen Smasher 3000 is supposed to arrive today. I'm super stoked to use it. Yes, you did hear me right. I'm going to wear my fanny out in remembrance of my friend, my queen forever, Elizabeth. May she forever rest in peace. Farewell, Roswell, Genevieve DuPont. P.S. I feel like this needs to be said. Maybe a bit of a lie from earlier. Truth is, a lot of people had the misconception about Elizabeth and thought she didn't like black people. Absolutely not true. She loved to shag the black cock in her twat.
Oh, my gosh. Oh, Ed, that is a family member
And that is
of
why you
the
read those.
clan. So, and you paint such a beautiful picture when you do read those.
Yep.
Again, we do want to thank you very much for that, clan member of Mr. Bolin Cox's family from across the pond.
Genevieve DuPont.
Yes, Genevieve DuPont.
Fourth cousin of Bolin.
So, but there's nothing else to say about that. If you want to call, text, or leave a voicemail, you can always do that.
That, sir, is a dirty fucking Dan joke right there.
All right.
And I applaud you.
Well, please, Dirty Dan, read what Chaotic
Yeah, go ahead.
just.
No, we just know she didn't like kids.
That stopped me in my tracks when I looked up at the screen.
That made me slobber.
Again, if you want to call, text, or leave a voicemail, please feel free. The area code 606 373-3396. Again, to call, text, or leave a voicemail for the show, area code 606-373-3396. Or they can email. How can they do that, Dirty Dan?
You can email Goose at HereToChewBubblegum.com, Dirtydan at HereToChewBubblegum.com, or Flockingqueen at gmail.com, not HereToChewBubblegum.com. That
was of her own record.
My email disappeared.
Before we move on really quick, we probably need to take a break too here in just a little bit if you guys do. But before we do, what is all the stuff going on? I'll get your guys' opinion real quick on Martha's Vineyard. What do you guys think about that?
What happened to Martha's Vineyard?
Yeah. Okay. Well, yeah. What is going on in Martha's Vineyard? Because there was somebody in my live the other day talking about Martha's Vineyard. Why? Is
basically,
that
it was a sanctuary city. So they started arriving there, and then the people that live in Martha's Vineyard didn't want them there. So they basically, changed their mind. They're all for taking in people and sanctuary cities, and they were one until they actually got people there. Then they didn't like it. So, has anybody in our Twitch audience, have they been following the story in Martha's Vineyard? I've not been following it that close. That was just the gist of it that I've got.
They canceled the sanctuary part.
Yes, and that is true. They actually did do that. They actually canceled them, and I think that they bust the people that actually arrived there. They either bust them or flew them the hell out of there. They didn't want them there.
Is that what the meme about Kamala Harris means that I saw or is referencing to?
Yes.
Where it says Spanish word of the day, hotel?
Yes.
When the migrants arrived at Kamala's house, that hotel them to get off her lawn?
Yeah.
Okay.
But,
that's fantastic.
What I think's funny about that is you got all these people that's, saying we should do this, come here, we're Sanctuary City. And then they start arriving, and it shows you what their true personality is. They get them out of there, and if that does not prove that we are being lied to by politicians, people in power, all that bullshit, and they're fake as hell, I don't know what would prove it.
Now, fed up. Careful with the two planes joke there, buddy.
And yes, they got them out quickly too. So,
I mean, oh, no.
Oh, yeah, and I totally agree. It was a great idea to put them right in their face. It was an awesome idea. Yeah.
It wasn't a joke.
Yeah,
it wasn't a joke.
Yeah, he really did send two planes.
Yeah, 2 planes.
So.
Oh, shit.
Yeah. Yep, he did. How long?
JFK Jr. piloting one?
Oh.
Okay, and
he knows that flight, right?
We are going to take a break. How long are we going to break for, Rebecca?
Let's do 10 minutes.
We're 10 minutes. We'll be back on Twitch. If you're listening to the podcast, we'll be back in a few moments. And you're listening to Here to Chew Bubblegum.
Listen, all you people, come gather around. Gotta give me a game plan. Gonna shake it to the ground. Just give me what I know is mine. People can hear me just to give me a sign. Ain't much I'm asking if you want the truth. Here's to the future. Hear the cry of you. I want it all. I want it all. I want it all. And I want it now.
She's been called crazy. She's been called a cult leader. We call her Rebecca. And you're listening to Here to Chew Bubblegum. We'll return after these messages.
Are you a horror movie fan? Yeah, I dig horror movies. Are you searching for a great internet horror talk radio show to listen to? Why, sure, that sounds quite spiffy. Then you need to tune into Deadpit.com. It's the original horror talk radio show. Deadpit is a show by the fans and for the fans. Uncensored and unbiased opinions are the goal of the show, giving fans honest reviews on new films and vintage classics of the horror genre. Make Deadpit.com your #1 horror station destination.
On Thursday, July 28th, 2022, a lot of families in southeastern Kentucky woke up to flood, devastation, and despair. Hello, everyone. I'm Goose from Here to Chew Bubblegum, and I'm proud to say that I'm from Eastern Kentucky. Our area has experienced some of the worst flooding that we have ever saw. In just 2 hours, 8 to 12 inches of rain fell, leaving many families homeless. They lost their homes, property, family heirlooms, and quite a few have lost their lives. You can help and support people in Eastern Kentucky get back on their feet. All you have to do is go to teamekyfloodrelieffund.ky.gov. Again, you can go to teamekyfloodrelieffund.ky.gov. You can make a donation. If you live locally, please get in touch with someone in your community to find out how you can help. Thank you very much. God bless.
Take a lighter look into the darker side of the world. Join Elliot, Gertie, and Beagle as they jump into the dark abyss of hauntings, fables, UFOs, and beyond. The Spooky Family Podcast. You can find them where you listen to quality podcasts.
You're listening to Here to Chew Bubblegum. If Abraham Lincoln were alive, he'd listen. But he's dead.
Welcome back. We're waiting on Dirtydan. There he is. There he is, putting the headphones
Had to water the
on.
animals.
Hey.
You gotta water the animals so that they grow.
Hey, there you go. It happens. And the Twitch audience having some good conversation as we were on break.
They do a very good job of keeping themselves entertained while we have to do things. So
yes,
it's
yes,
not.
they do.
It's not up for a big. There's several times I leave them on my line. I'll be right back. Y'all entertain yourself.
Before we start talking about what we're going to talk about in segment 1, I will tell you guys real quick. And I should have told you about this when we were backstage when we first started, Rebecca, but I apologize. It slipped my mind until I was looking for some emails and stuff there. Let me, shit, if I can even find it now. To tell you what it said. Okay. 2 days ago, which would have been, Friday, I got a notification from YouTube that we had a video removed. Episode 66 of Here to Chew Bubblegum was removed due to...
Whose pussy got hurt this time?
Due to medical information misuse about the 19. And the description of episode 66, which this show was like, I think, 6-7 months ago.
Yeah, wow.
yeah.
Yeah, we're at 98.
Yeah, and we're just now getting it. The episode description was this week's episode of Here to Chew Bubblegum. We welcome special guest and friend of the show, Shipwreck of the Shipwreck Show. We have open discussion the entire show and talk about several different topics.
It was a show with Ship on it?
Yeah. So
we already know why that happened.
We already know why that happened.
And I was going to share that with you guys. Let me go back real quick to see.
Can we just, so we need to start doing, because she started doing this too. We got to start doing disclaimers. Like if we're going to talk about anything, like this is just like our opinions. We are not professionals. We're not doctors. Like laissez skip. Listen, I'm just going to say this for everybody on TikTok and for everybody that's on the Twitch. I love you guys on Twitch and some of you on TikTok. But here's the deal. If you don't like what we talk about, you can fucking scroll. It's free. It's 100% free. You don't need to go backtracking through fucking content to get us banned on shit that was posted 6 goddamn months ago and then gives us a fucking account warning now. Stop it.
And it was we actually posted episode 66 on February the 6th. And
the only thing trapped is the lead singer in his own delusional world. There, I said it.
Like, I'm so done with this fucking reporting cancel culture bullshit. We're all allowed to have an opinion. And I respect your opinion that you don't like my fucking opinion. And that's fine. But you know what? There are so many people that actually want to be here for this conversation and want to be involved in this, that you're ruining it for everybody else that actually wants to be here. If this ain't your vibe, if this isn't your jam, fucking leave.
Well, and I went back and listened to the show again, and I think the only thing that was said is we talked about people with masks. That was it. So,
like,
we didn't even mention the 19. So, you know.
I truly don't get it. I really don't. Like, I never go out of my way to fucking report anything.
Right.
I've maybe reported 2 fucking things. 2 things. It was somebody trying to be me and somebody that was blatantly fucking disrespectful, racist, and threatening me. So I can we just stop with the doxing and fucking calling people out on the internet and doing all this shit? It's a fucking app. First of all, it's an app, okay? It fucking infuriates me how many people just don't know how to mind their own fucking business and scroll.
Well, look at it this way, though, because I chuckled and I started to appeal it, and I thought, no, I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to leave it alone. But think about it this way, okay? Somebody was so, quote, headstrong that their assistant had to go back and look at all of our stuff, the episode descriptions, and listen to, those to pick out a certain one to ban. And I'm like, oh my God, I hope they're getting paid good, because that's a waste of fucking time to go back to just be so, small to like poke and jab people. That's just,
You're so hurt. This is the big lifted truck squatted down in the back energy. Like, stop it.
It's the poopy diaper. You got Carolina squatting your drawers, boy. Come on.
Oh, well, moving on. In episode 1, yes.
I just gotta say this real quick. I looked up some stuff, and we won't get in trouble for this because it's short enough. There's no copyright infringement here.
Okay.
But there's a man named Bishop Bullwinkle that said it best.
There you go.
That's it.
There you go.
They did dial it in and think that they trapped it, didn't they? Mm-hmm. Yeah, that was good, Purple Princess. I'll explain that to you later.
Before we move on,
it's strong.
It is. Thank you very much. I thought you would like that.
If they didn't hear why you were trying to talk about it, they wouldn't stop you from speaking.
Exactly.
Yes, thank you.
And when you go on that particular person's page, that's all that is headstrong. And
listen, they're going to take you on. All right.
Hey, if I had a one-hit wonder, or if I was a one-hit wonder, I would be tickled to death. But when my time was over, I wouldn't keep pushing my shitty music down somebody's throat. So that's all I'm going to say. Moving on to recent UFO sightings. And we've not talked about UFOs in a. We've not. Other than the news segment, we've not talked about UFOs in a while.
We're just punning around.
Sightings are starting to get more talked about in some of the media, or more. There's more posts about them, and it seems like that there's more sightings the last few months than there has been, or people starting to take notice and talking about them. So, just in the United States, on September the 2nd in Minnesota, there was a sighting. This one was recorded. You can find these on YouTube. You can find these on Facebook. September the 6th in Florida, there was one that was recorded. New Mexico on September the 12th. In Texas on September the 13th, and Montana on September the 14th. Now, they're also happening in other parts of the world. They were actually in Mexico. There's been a bunch of sightings. And in Ukraine, it seems like every day or every night somebody is seeing a UFO, something unexplained. And, in fact, there's been so many in Ukraine that the Ukrainian government set up a branch to investigate these sightings. What do you guys think that this means with all of these sightings coming about and more people talking about them? I mean, plus you've got scientists from NASA saying that, portals do exist, and that's what makes space travel and these possible, and there's one over Scotland, Chaotic pointed out, and Chaotic talks about it a lot on his TikTok. Be sure to check those out. It just seems like there's more and more. What do you guys think that this means?
I mean, for starters, it means nothing to me from the people who said we lost the technology to go back to someplace that we already were when we have all this other shit ahead of us. So that being said, anyone else talking about it does pique my interest to see their point of view and to see what they know or what they're able to show us. I could give a shit less about an organization that is now trying to come back with their tail between their legs and get back in the good graces of the people that they're supposed to, inform and represent.
I've not saw that one, Shit Mess. Can you send that to me in a TikTok message, please? And I totally get what you're saying, Dirty Dan, and I totally agree with you. You've got other countries. You've got China now that's going to go to the moon and build a base, and you've got all these other countries allegedly going to do this, and you've got Elon Musk and Bezos with space travel and rockets and all this.
No. There's only one person in that space travel conversation.
Well, okay.
We're not talking about some penis rocket, some dick ship. All right.
Well, he still claims to be that he's doing that. But you've got all these people in other countries that are going to do this, and you have all these sightings. Now, people have speculated that the Ukraine sightings are so hot because of everything that's going on over there, the conflict with Russia, and they have theorized that that's why they're being seen like they are over there. Now, what if, let's say, China or some other country, or Musk? What if they're got something planned? They're going to do something, and the government has lied so long, and I've said this several times. You can't come out and say we lied. They do exist, but they're building up. They're building up to let people decide for themselves on this subject. Because I just recently, and I had knew this, but it had slipped my mind. And I came back across an article, and I don't have the article in front of me. I can't name off anything. But do you know how many thousands of patents that NASA owns? I mean, that's unreal.
Like tens of thousands.
And they get money from those patents.
Yeah, along with the U.S. Navy.
But I mean, to me, and Rebecca, I want your opinion. I want everybody's opinion on TikTok. What do you guys think all these sightings could mean? Do you think that I don't think any government will ever say, hey, this does exist. Rebecca's got a link she's going to pull. I'm going to ask her to pull up there in just a minute. But before she does, there was...
look at Fed Up's comment.
The aliens want the $90 billion that we sent to Ukraine. Definitely.
I agree with Alan, and we were talking about this on a live the other day. I feel like I truly believe, I think more people are paying attention, and I was taking notes. Like, I wrote my notes down. Literally, that's what I said. Paying attention, the veil lifting. Do you see that? And then you typed it. Anyway, it doesn't matter. I think that there's more people accepting it. And look at the technology that's now available. Everybody's got a fucking phone. Everybody's getting telescopes. that technology, that those camera abilities, those lenses, right now, not only are they more affordable for people, but they're everywhere, right? People are paying attention. The veil's lifting. People are accepting things more. We're documenting everything now. We have TikTok and Instagram and Facebook and all of these social media platforms. They can't take everything down immediately. Like, I feel like they had so much more control before the internet about what stuff got out. I mean, look at the technology abilities that people had. They didn't have the cameras back then. They didn't have all this other stuff. So now it's like, well, fuck, we got to disclose it because it's always been there and people are figuring it out.
I'm just gonna say, when Mike was here, and his phone has a really, really good camera.
I'm a little jealous of his camera ability.
So look at the flat moon.
What?
Because when he zoomed in and took a picture when the moon was real low over my back shoulder here, that motherfucker looked flat.
What kind of phone does he have?
Some fucking Android thing. Samsung 2700, whatever the fuck it is.
Lights
out sawing wood right now.
You were talking about technology, and one of the things this article that I pulled mentions, and it's talking about a tip. No, not that one just yet. This is a different one that I just wrote notes down. It's talking about a tip, which is the Advanced Aviation Threat Identification Program. It's through Congress, it's through NASA, and it's talking about some of this information. And you mentioned technology, Rebecca, and it says in this report that how to manipulate gravity with faster than light travel with technology. Now, and we've talked about government patents before. You go on and search some of the Navy patents. I don't have the patent number in front of me. We've talked about it on the show. We've showed pictures of it. The same patent that's on there for and I think it's the TR-3B. It talks about manipulating gravity, and this was like in the late 90s, early 2000s when there was a patent on this.
They were just talking about it. There was a treaty that's now expired.
Yes.
And Trump signed something before he left office.
Yes. Go ahead and pull up that article with that link, and what Rebecca's going to pull up. And this picture was taken in 1990. Let's see. Does someone want to read that comment from Jess?
Yeah, Caden says that, this is from Jess, her son. Caden says that AI technology is so that they piece together pieces of photos of the moon through AI. It's only part of the camera doing it and AI doing the rest. Aurora anti-gravity spacecraft technology.
Yeah. See now, but if you look at that patent and you read it and you read or you search some articles for that patent number, people are kind of laughing it off that, it doesn't exist. But then this report says that it does, just like that patent. Now, the picture that Rebecca's got pulled up, this was taken in 1990. And these two guys in, I think, Scotland, they were in a park and they took this picture, okay? And they took it to a newspaper. And the newspaper contacted the Ministry of Defense, and it was never published. And requests have been made over the years to get this picture, and it was never released. So the guy that, see here really quick. He's in his 80s. Craig Lindsay. He broke the protocol. He had a copy of this picture in his desk. He's 83 now, and he shared it here recently. And this is the actual picture. Can you zoom in on that, Rebecca?
Purple Princess, it's my daughter, so.
On the picture?
Yes. Can you zoom in on the picture really quick? Because you can see, if you can't, that's fine. You can actually see the craft and then the little speck right there where you're at. Go back down.
Hold on. Let me save image.
Okay.
Is that an aircraft behind it, Goose?
Yes. That is what I was going to say. There was actually a jet chasing this aircraft. And these guys, just lucky, they got a picture in broad daylight. Once, like I said, they turned it over to the newspaper. The newspaper contacted the Ministry of Defense. The Ministry of Defense came, saw what they had, and they seized it. And this was in 1990. And
so can I just say something really quick? That's
yes,
weird.
Please.
So I tried to save this image to my computer, and it's saying that the file already exists.
Okay.
So let me.
And I have never sent you that before. I have never sent you that before.
I know.
I don't think I ever did either.
Well, I mean, this just came out just a few weeks ago, and it might even been a few days ago.
How does it already exist on my fucking computer?
So, but as Dirtydan pointed out in the picture for you guys watching on Twitch, there's a fighter jet just underneath it to the right that you can see, and it was finally. Oh, there we go. I
got it. I'm getting it.
But okay, you can see the jet right there near the cursor, and then there is no way that. I mean, and it's 1990. Okay, that's not a TR-3B. That is not. From all the research that I've done, and I've done thousands of hours on research. That, and I'm by no means an expert, but that is not from this planet. There's no doubt in my mind that is not from this planet.
It's answering some questions for me, though, because looking at it just close up, take an SR-71 head on.
Okay.
Get rid of the wings and the tails and the engines. That's the fuselage shape.
So you
think the highest flying, fastest by a landslide aircraft to ever be produced in our
what is it?
Man-made world. The SR-71 Blackbird, or the A-12, which was the Air Force prototype version. Like that's the cabin shape.
Now,
if you look at an SR-71 head on and take out the wings and the tails, yeah,
I disagree.
Now, okay,
I'm pulling up. I disagree. Like that shape is not. No, I see how you think that, but no. Look at. I'm gonna look at share. Oops. Stop sharing. Share window. This screen. This is what you're talking about. Like I see.
You have to look. No, go. Stop. Go. It's the Bomber Lockheed SR-71 1920 by 1080 pixel. Look at that shape right in the center.
Yeah, but the bottom of that is flat, whereas this was triangle on top and.
I'm not saying it's exactly the same. I'm just saying they took that shape because it's taller on top, shorter on bottom, but that was the first place my mind went. Was that the aircraft that we have created that has done everything, highest flying, fastest flying, all that is similar to that.
Well, do you think that's where they could have got the idea for the SR-71?
Yes.
Okay. But, like I said, this picture has been under wraps for 32 years. Let's see. Someone asked, and it's Snarlops, when did the TR-3B start being used by the military? The military still does not admit that there's a TR-3B, that exists. They've never come clean. You can find a patent for it. You can find pictures of it. But in my research, and Chaotic, if you studied the TR-3B, let me know if you think I'm on the right path. I think that they started testing it in the mid to late 70s, and it went through various tests through the mid to late 80s. And that's, based off my research that I've done. I think that they developed it in the late 60s, early 70s, but it was,
there's only 12 people that are licensed to pilot it.
Exactly. And, we got that information thanks to Gary McKinnon from across the pond that hacked the NASA computers about 6 or 8 months after NASA, or not NASA, but 9/11. So let's see. Can you read that second comment she had there? I know a girl who knows Bob Lazar, Small World. They spent Y2K together, and he was reverse engineering these crap. I totally agree with that. I think Bob Lazar was always telling the truth. But, with all these recent sightings, with this picture coming out, the last word on this subject, Rebecca, what do you think this means?
I go back to my original statement, and that it's just like all this stuff is coming out now because they can't hide it anymore. So I go back to my original.
I think you're right. I think you're right. Do you think that you and Dirtydan and everyone on Twitch, do you think that if the truth was known that people could handle it or they couldn't handle it? I mean, you're going to have some that can't handle it, you're going to have some people talking about religion and questioning everything. I think if you look at the wide picture, it will all fit together like a puzzle. That's just me thinking.
I think that we're already seeing that happen. I think the people that can handle that truth are the ones talking about it, and the people that can't handle the truth are the ones that are reporting videos from 6 months ago. So
good comment. Great comment. The next subject that we're going to talk about, and I'm not going to go too much into detail, and I was hoping to have it done next Sunday. I may not have it done next Sunday. I'm trying my best to work on it next Sunday, maybe. You're
doing, Goose. You're doing, not trying.
Yes, I am. I am doing. I think that I may have mentioned this when we started the podcast version. Next Sunday's show is up in the air, but we will be putting out new material no matter what we do. But I am working on a video of Flockfest and Rebecca. I would love to think that, Alan. I would love to think that. And he's said, I think we're in the middle of deprogramming. The ones you see freaking out are the ones freaking out. Yeah, that can't handle it. Okay.
That believe in the booster needing a booster needing a booster?
I have no idea what you're talking about there, sir. That does not exist in my reality. But
hey!
But
I reject your reality and substitute my own.
Consuming the truth may be harmful to your reality. That's my next.
That should be the disclaimer that pops up on the bottom of your videos.
That's how it started, because I always get pinned for smoking. But that's my next. I came up with that. That is my next merch idea. So it's mine.
There you go.
I'm gonna do a thing with it.
I am working on a film, and I think I mentioned this last week. And it started out. What I originally was going to do was just make a film of just Flockfest. And I came back and I did about half of that. And I watched it and I'm like, you can do better. There's more story here. So I will give a little bit of it away. It starts prior to Flockfest. I'm not going to say when, but it builds up. Well, it actually starts at Flockfest with the opening scene. But it builds up to Flockfest. And I talked to Rebecca earlier in the week. So far, just watching what I've got. I mean, it is. You have to have a good product to make a good video, and when you have something so pure, it is easy to put together. It is just like working a puzzle. This fits here, and it explains. And I may be giving away too much. I'm going to say this, and I'm going to be quiet. It explains what Flockfest is, how it came about, what it builds up to. And you're looking at maybe it could be close to 20, maybe over 20 minutes. Now, once I get this made, I'm going to send Rebecca a private link to log into YouTube and watch it. We're going to share it with the Flockers before we make it public. And I'm possibly going to enter this into some film festivals as well, because I think that there's a lot of people that have not found the Flock. This will bring them to the Flock. And
the build up for this, the suspense, Goose, is fucking killing me.
Well, I am. You have to wait to see it. You have to wait to see it. Now, I will warn everyone, it is narrated, and I thought about, because I had, well, thank you very much, Jess. I had wrote out the voiceover parts that will intertwine the footage. And I thought about getting Carlin or someone else to narrate it. Because, you know, as we talked about earlier in the show, I hate my own voice. And then I thought, if I do that, it's not going to be
the same.
Yes, because I am sincere about everything that I have wrote down. Let me pull up something really quick. Give me 1 second. Let me see if I can.
When he giggles like that, you know it's gonna be a good one.
No. I'm just going to.
Spike Jones quality.
Well,
I love that. R.I.P. Jackass.
Okay. I'm going to give just a little bit more away, and then I'm going to move on to the next topic.
No, we're just going to let you keep talking.
Oh, no. I am not going to tell you.
Yeah, what Karma said. We need a trailer.
There will be a trailer, but I have to get the actual thing put together first.
Alan, joke's on you. It started out on a couch with him.
But I am not going to tell you what this voiceover will be over. Or where it will be at. Well, I mean, you could probably figure it out after I read it. But, you know, I have a whole thing. I'll just, whole thing of notes and stuff. I'm not going to show them. Wrote. And this is why I determined that I didn't want someone doing a voiceover, because it didn't sound as sincere and connected, if that makes sense. Let me pull this up again. Where the hell did it go? So there's a particular scene, and then it goes to, this is my friend Rebecca, also known as the Queen of the Flock. You may be asking yourself, what is the Flock? How did she become the queen? And that's all I'm going to say right now. So that is coming up, and I really wanted to have it out for now, but I'm taking my time with this to put out the best damn video that I can put out. Now, big news, episode 100. What are you laughing at, Dirty Dan? You love it how it just shifted gears, right?
Yep.
Just teasing us over here.
Hey.
We're
episode 100.
Right, we're doing a round table.
We are doing a huge round table on episode 100.
And let's keep this as a teaser too.
Yes, we will. There is one person that is on the fence. You know who you are. You told me that you would come on the show. Now, if you have other responsibilities while we're doing the show, I totally understand that. But I do want you on the show in the future, or even if it's a pre-recorded with us three. I want you on in that capacity. I am working on trying to get someone special that we've talked about on the show before. I've been in contact with his people, and we're trying to make that happen. I have a second name that I'm not going to mention right now. And if that happens,
Nor the first name.
Or the first name.
We're not mentioning any names. We're not mentioning any names.
Episode 100 is going to be great because, that is a turning point after episode 100. We'll be doing things, not everything. Like the ending, I will be switching my ending up just a little bit. I'll be taking away some stuff, adding some stuff. But that's coming up.
Can I sum it up?
Yes, please go ahead.
So episode 100 is going to be a roundtable about journeys and growth. And then after that episode, you're actually going to witness growth because there are going to be some things that we're changing and doing a little different because we've outgrown them. And we're, the show is heading in its own direction. And I feel like with, 172 planets in retrograde right now and the world crashing down and on fire, but the path is revealing itself, right? Like through all of the destruction, there are beautiful things that are happening. And that's what we're going to talk about. And that's it.
Yes, it is. And
it's going to be good.
I am really excited. And episode 100 will be on October 2nd. We'll be going live on Twitch. The podcast will drop. So I'm really excited about that. Moving on to segment 3. Rebecca has question of the week responses from last week. And the question was, how do you define being human?
How do you define being human? And as soon as I minimize all of these fucking screens and find where my shit saved to. Did it not save? All right, that's fine. I'll read it from here.
Okay.
I don't understand where it went, but okay.
Still can't help.
What?
I said I still can't help but think of Highly Suspect song. Hello, my name is Human. Like the whole song narrative just kind of fits.
Okay, so how do you define being human? I'd say I'm more than a human being. I am a soul. I think the human being is where I am being at the moment, kind of like Earth School. To be real, to err is to be human. To identify as being human, I'd say living, being created by a creator with free will and unalienable rights and a soul and no DNA alteration. Realizing that no matter the so-called size of the masses, you are the main character in the play. Experiencing your own unique soul through a vast sea of infinite creation. There is only one you. Trying to be real. I can fight with myself and say, well, what about like humans can have conversations together? To someone from another country, cause a language barrier, but still all human. To be human is to be present, to embrace the experience of being human, the immense pain, the sadness, the grief, the joy, the ecstasy, to know that you are a fragment of something much larger and you exist in the now to touch and experience everything. To be human is the hardest, yet most beautiful experience. Knowing you are a spiritual being here to have a human experience will make you up to being human and live this life more fully. What a spectrum humans represent, but a true human has to be sentient, have understanding, and be considerate of us other humans. Have the cognitive ability to make choices. We are dust, we go back to dust. Be good with your time here. So there was some really good, I am super impressed with the way that the question of the week responses have been going because I see people getting really in depth. I see people thinking outside of the box. I see people seeing everybody else's answers and then coming up with something unique and original. Missed the I am not a robot box.
Captcha.
So we do have a new question of the week. If we don't do the live show next week, we will come back either on episode 100 or episode 101 and read these responses. So you do have plenty of time to take this in, think about it, and like the Queen said, make your response unique and thought-provoking. So, what is the new question of the week, Rebecca?
This one's going to get some heat, but I think it's in line with everything that's going on and happening.
Oh, boy.
What has global pandemics taught us about human nature?
Oh.
Toilet paper.
People are stupid.
So, and I'll drop a video. And, I did the playlist thing on the TikTok. So if you scroll across the top banner, there's sections for shit. Like you can find Alan Watts and motivational, and there's a question of the week one. So all the question of the weeks will be in that little playlist.
Good. Awesome. Thank you guys very much. Rebecca's also, she also has our shout out to TikToker of the week. And who is that, Rebecca?
I'm going to shout out Fed Up Gear, Joe, for a couple of reasons. Joe found me pretty early on in this whole thing, and we did like a collab with the Flocking Fed Up merch, and Joe bought a whole ass camper to come to Flockfest, and he set up a thing there, and he got people sold shirts and then like set up during the signing stuff and like got them shipped to them. I've been seeing videos of people getting their shirts back that I've been getting tagged in. So it's really cool to see. And I know he does your merch as well. And he did a great job with the chew and bubblegum guy. That was my favorite.
Yes, he did.
And so it's Fed Up Gear and then underscore is
his TikTok.
It's the Fed Up underscore. Yeah, is the new one because he got banned.
And
shameless plug. Him and I are working on a new exclusive Flocking Fed Up design. So stay tuned for that.
Very good. And I
just another teaser.
Just another teaser. We should call this the teaser episode.
The teaser episode. Hey, I will probably use that in the episode description. And I loved his 10 at Flockfest. I actually bought a shirt and a hat off of him. I ordered a bunch of shirts a few days later.
There you
know, and I even talked about it last week. And but I mean, because it was just so much easier for me just to text him, "Hey, I need this, ship it here." And thank you, Joe, for all you do. I mean, it was a pleasure again meeting you.
Tall guy shirts.
We need that 3XL.
L.
Yeah, the L.
I want to remind everyone you can support the Eastern Kentucky Flood Relief Program. Just check out teamekyfloodrelieffund.ky.gov. Dirtydan, I'll turn it over to you, my friend.
And as always, we have our closeout and a couple people you still want to go out and support. Shitmess is right. XLT. We need the T on the end. Go check out our very own DJ Nikki, Carbon Capture Shield, carboncaptureshield.com. You can see the really cool things he's been able to get going over in Africa right now. And it does bring a little bit of hope back for humanity and sustenance. So we don't all have to go to Mars with Elon. Don't forget to go check out Goose's favorite to say, Till Valhalla Project.
Till Valhalla Project.
The TVP team, spread the message, spread the awareness, spread the word. And as always, on YouTube, Adventures with Purpose, or their website, adventureswithpurpose.com. Stop by, share some love, say hi.
That is correct. Before I move on to my parts, I'm messaging you something right now, Rebecca. Email, and I'll let you pull this up. For those of you that have not saw it, hopefully you'll get that in just a moment. You can pull it up and show it to people on Twitch. For those of you who have not saw it, and I texted it to you as well. So we do have a new picture that we use on the Facebook, TikTok, all of our social media. I am going to be getting a new poster made that will replace this one behind me. And if anybody would like a poster, we will be giving some of those away, and this will be the design of it. So there we go, making it a little bit bigger, but you can check that out on the TikTok page. Just get in contact with us. We'll be even, after episode 100, we'll be playing some games. We'll be giving some of that stuff away as well. So
I really am fucking huge.
No, you're not. You're fluffy. You're
like as Joe said, my shoulders really are a lot closer to the moon.
If this thing comes over, like if the UFO comes up, you're getting sucked up first.
Yeah, there you go. Now,
joke's on you if you think I'm letting go.
How did you guys like what I did in the bottom corner there with the policeman, the grill, and the flamingo?
Oh, I thought it was a tank.
So
I mean, it is a tank when you combine it all.
So but I want to remind everyone to check out upcoming episodes of Reading with Rebecca, Cooking with Dirtydan, which I watched earlier in the week. And his sidekick for that episode stole the show. Char, she's a sweetheart. And don't forget the Shipwreck Show. Be sure to visit heretotewbubblegum.com. I will be adding Flockfest pics this week. I don't know when, but I will post about it, or I'll message Ship Mess and be like, hey, do you care to make a TikTok where we've got the Flockfest pics on the website? Also, I want to say special thanks to Karl for all the voiceover work, and be sure to check out and support friends of our show that have their own shows. I'm talking about CK and Uncle Bill over at deadpit.com, Talk Junkie and Retro Cult with Justin Perkins, Jordan and Brad have done on The Holler, Elliot, Gertie, and Beagle of spookyfamilypodcast.com, the Mount Mysteries podcast with Chris Sloan, and don't forget about Beyond the Paranormal podcast with John Marshall. You can find him on Facebook, I think YouTube as well. And if you want to awaken more and grow as well, be sure to check out the lovely Rebecca Short on TikTok and
Can we
Twitch.
make that Flockingqueen? Because if you pull up Rebecca Short on TikTok, you ain't going to find shit.
We can be sure to check out Flockingqueen on
There we go.
TikTok and Twitch. Oh, do you guys have anything to say before I hit the music and take us out? Nothing? All right, here it comes. That'll do it for this week. We'll see you next week. And until then, so long for now.
Maybe I'm not leaving. Maybe I'm just going home.
Bye, Flockers.
Thanks for listening to Here to Chew Bubblegum. Tune in next time as we dive deeper into things the government doesn't want us to know.